Tony Cantor was lined up at the lone setback, and you could see him all the way up here moving before the count. 5-yard penalty, Lebanon.
That was one of those situations where we're going to try to get Jade some rest, maybe for a play or two. They ran Bill Garrett in there as a slot. He's quick and can run the ball. Here comes Sellers, so look for us to go back to the I formation. For our viewers and our listeners, you're listening to KM Country, 1090 AM, and you're watching this game on Lebanon Cablevision. I'm Tommy Bryan, Bruce Skeen, Terry Stafford, and John Bryan bringing you this play-by-play of Lebanon and RedBank.
I sit. Our tight end's been in motion all night. Job comes towards us. Back to pass, Triplet runs a draw up the middle. Sellers, flag on the play. Sellers pounds across the 34. I bet we got holding in there this time, Lebanon. So penalties now have stuttered us and stopped us as we cross the 35 and get to the 34. But we got holding on the Blue Devils, and that's going to cost us 10 more. We were first down in 15, and now we're going to be first down in 25. That will carry us all the way back probably to about the 9 or maybe into the 50. Let's see where they put it.
John, down on the field, I know the crowd's making a lot of noise with these milk cartons, milk jugs. What does it sound like down there to you?
Sounds like a freight train, Tommy, with the chugga-chugga-chugging down here. It's really exciting down here on the sideline. The team's really fired up. I think hitting the big pass early is a big key for this emotional sideline.
So the ball goes back to the 46. We got to go to the 21 for a first. First down in 25 on a 46. Triplet sends Reeder in motion this time. Back to pass. Triplet looks. Caught. Reeder wide open. All the way down. First down inside the 20. Carries it all the way to the 15-yard line. Jason Reeder on a slant. We sent her a slot back in motion. Our flanker. Reeder caught it on about the 28. Carried it to the 16 and got a first down. Triplets on the Monday tonight.
Terry, what about it?
Jason Reeder, 31 yards on the passing catch. Triplet now 3 of 3 in the first quarter, 101 yards passing.
So Lebanon's come out throwing, and the rain is stopped. It's not, in fact, it's a beautiful night, really. No rain. It's held off. It rained all day and all up to about 6:30, and it stopped. And we send Job in motion. We run a sweep to Sellers. He's outside. He cuts it back in. He got 2 yards to the 14 and got knocked down. So the rain, the field is in pretty good shape. It's a little wet, but that's about it. Second down and 8. Sellers got 2. He barely got inside the 15 and got to the 14.
John Bryan, you're on the field. What's the traction like?
Tommy, it's noticeably wet out here. Of course, with all the rain we had today, it's going to be. But I think we're acting real sure-footed at this point, making the shortcuts instead of trying to make the quick cuts.
Triplet brings his team to the line. We got a smokestack eye. That's Job in motion. He goes to the right side, tight end now. Eye set. Sellers tailback. Take the ball. We run Sellers on a sweep, and he cuts it in, and that big line of RedBank really stuck him somewhere around the 12 or 13. We tried to run a sweep, and RedBank was over there knocking him down hard on about the 13-yard line. Now we're third down and 7. We've got to go, I think, somewhere inside the 5. Third and 7.
That interior for RedBank, 255, 255, 265. They've got 3 big fellas on that interior. Defensive end, Jason Jolly's 220 pounds, and the weak side end, 170 pounds. They average, well, right around 235 pounds a man on that defensive front.
Mo splits wide to the right. We send Jason splitting out, flanking out to the left. We run this pass, throwing it back, looking for Mo, incomplete. Knock it down. We were handing that ball to the tailback. He pitched it back to Triplet. We were trying to hit Thompson back of the end zone, and RedBank read it pretty well and knocked it down back 9 yards deep in the end zone, and we got a timeout on the field with 35 seconds in the quarter, and Lebanon leads 7-0.
Bruce, you...
Back at Lebanon High School, we're 4th down and 7 yards, 7.5 to go. We're on RedBank's 13. We got to go to about the 3.5. Triplets the quarterback, sends Reader in motion. Takes it, fakes it, hot pass. Job caught it. I don't think he might have. No, he staggered and stumbled. It's close, fellas. We got to really read it. I'm not sure. I think he got a first down. First down, Blue Devils. We hit Chavez Job. He got knocked down, his knee touched, and then he scrambled inside of the 5, but they spotted on about the 4-yard line. First and goal to go.
John, you had a bird's eye view. Good second effort by Chavez.
Hey, he's had some glue on his hands tonight, Tommy. He's made 2 great catches over the top to make 2 big plays for the Blue Devils.
We're on the 4, first and goal. Job's in motion to the left. Take the ball. He runs Sellers. Sellers pounds and digs and drives to the 2, maybe even the 1. Sellers might have got to the 1 as we run a toss sweep. We sent Job in motion to block. We're on the 1, folks. We're leading 7-0, and the quarter is ended. We'll be back for the second quarter, and the crowd stands, roars, and shakes their jugs.
Hello, I'm Brandy Trescott.
And I'm Amy Rapture.
We're here at Kenneth O. Lester Cash and Carry Mr. Jim Sculler Road to make a small presentation.
On behalf of the Blue Devil Booster Club, LHS cheerleaders, coaches, players, and fans, we'd like to say thank you for your support and also to present this souvenir stadium cushion as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you. We at Kenneth O. Lester are proud to support Lebanon athletics.
For the second quarter, Lebanon leads RedBank by a score of 7-0 as the Blue Devils have the ball at the 1. That goal line offense is in the football game. Power I, 2 fullbacks, Cantrell and Rose. Sellers will dot the I.
It's second down and goal to go. We're in a power I, and who normally gets it? Rose. Let's see if he gets it this time. Power I left. Triplets the quarterback. We're on the 1 of RedBank. We take it and give it to Rose, and he scored his 16th touchdown of the year. Lebanon leads 13-0. The crowd stands and shakes. We're up 13-0 on RedBank. We're trying to move to the second round and head for Knoxville Farragut. We're only in the second quarter, and we got a long ways to go. The rain just has simply stopped. It's a beautiful night now.
Bruce, you can't say enough about the effort of that offensive front. Belcher, Thorne, Wortman, Jennings, Kaiser, blowing them out up front as it looks like we were a little late getting a player on the field for the PAT team. Let's see if that affects us any.
13-0. First play of the second quarter, we score. Snap down, kick up. I think it's good. Good. Triplet hit it. 14-0, and the crowd stands. And we take a timeout, and we'll be back.
Hello, I'm Melanie Rye.
And I'm Laura Pack.
We're here at Toshiba with Joyce Mitchell and Leonard Tyree to make a small presentation.
On behalf of the Blue Devil Booster Club, LHS cheerleaders, coaches, players, and fans, we'd like to say thank you for your support and also to present to you the souvenir stadium cushion as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you.
Lebanon scores on their second possession of the game. This time Steve Rose carries it in from the 1 for his 16th touchdown of the year, his 23rd of his career, as Lebanon goes 60 yards in 10 plays. Triplet adds the extra point. 11:57 left in the second quarter. Lebanon leads RedBank 14-0.
Well, Atwood will kick off. We scored on the first play of the second quarter. Atwood will kick off. Kicking toward the south. RedBank to receive. They got their quarterback back in, Thompson. Standing on about the 15. We come forward and we kick it to around 10. 15 comes Thompson. Outside 20. Got a good return and carried it to the 35. Their quarterback got hurt on the first play, and then he missed the first series. He's back in. He returns the kick to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10, RedBank. Referees come out of Clarksville tonight, 14-0. RedBank to the line. I set with 2 wideouts. One to the right. They give it to their tailback. Good hole up the middle. He slashes across the 45, across the 50 to our 49, and got 14 or 15 or 16 yards. Biggest gain of the night, Terry Stafford, for RedBank.
That was Floyd from the 35 all the way up to Lebanon's 49. That's 16 yards, first down, RedBank.
Floyd's a sophomore running back. They got their, just like us, Charlie Moss went out in Beats game, and then their starting tailback got hurt in a practice session, and they're going with a sophomore. 2 wideouts, one to the left, one to the right. Take the ball and then run their fullback. Man, somebody hit him on the line of scrimmage. Maybe even deeper than that. We stopped him. Who was it down under? Cantrell.
Cantrell, Greer, and Alds. We've got Greer in at linebacker replacing Sellers on this series. And, folks, that trap didn't go anywhere as Cantrell beat the double team. Alds stepped down, and Greer filled, and it was 3 against 1, no contest.
Craig was trying to hit it up the middle and couldn't get there. He lost a half a yard. Comes to the line, back to pass. Thompson's looking deep, long pass, long and incomplete. Coverage by Thompson and Ron C. They had him double covered. He overshot him on about the 8, but we had real good coverage from Mo Thompson and our sophomore Ron C. as they was trying to hit number 3 Pendleton, I think.
Into the football game goes John Bryson, our pass rush specialist. Out comes Alds. So the defensive front, Hasty, Cantrell, and Alds in an obvious pass situation, 3rd down and 10.
Lebanon lines up in a nickel defense. Here comes the rush. They screened over the middle to a lineman. That's a flag, folks. The lineman, number 56, caught that football. He rambled across the 50.
Well, he was
got
open
to the 49, but he was wide open, like Tommy said.
He was
but
open.
That's going to be a penalty.
A lineman can't catch that football. Jason Lusk lined up at left tackle. He got in the middle of that screen pass. And is that loss of down on that play, Bruce?
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. I'm not sure.
He was certainly wide open. Tell you what, John Bryson. John, you've got the indication down on the field, and let's send it to you quickly.
That's exactly what Coach Mark Medley was asking our captain, Steve Rose, to ask the official if that is a loss of down. So we'll see what happens here.
And apparently that is going to be the case as the play goes for naught.
Loss of down and a 15-yard penalty to boot. Carries them all the way back to the 28. They've got to punt. RedBank had 56 wide open, but he can't go out. It's 14-0, 10:26 and a half. Snap. He got it away. Good punt. Way down the field. Fair catch. Reader on about the 33. 32 and a half. Reader call for the fair catch. And Lebanon's fans stand and roar up here. We're 14-0.
Terry, what about that kick from Young?
39 yards on the punt. Reader fair catches it at the 33 or 32 and a half. That's where Lebanon will take over.
Triplett comes in for quarterback. Lebanon's leading 14-0, and believe it or not, the rain steadily all day stopped somewhere right around game time. And right now there's none in sight, and the temperature probably up around in the 50s. Man in motion is Reader. Triplett drops back, looks, throw, Reader wide open on a 45 and carried somebody to the 48 and got a first down, and we're killing them, passing them. We're passing them right now to death. Reader's wide open every time.